Good morning, guys. Jenna here. I just want to come on here, do our daily check-in. Um, Something that is coming up as far as like a theme though is legacy, right? And yesterday I had some interesting experiences. Very, very heartfelt. I got to go see people who I love very much, family members that I don't get to see very often, and one of them is my grandma, and she's going to be 85 years old, which is just brilliant. And one of them is my cousin, who is 21 years old. And I was thinking and reflecting back on my cousin, who, when I was younger, like I took care of her as a baby, and now being able to see her as an adult and like come into her own and be a mom and go to school and everything. Like, I'm just so proud of her. And I think all the way to my grandma, right? 85. And I took my kids over there to go see her. And so go see her great grandbabies, which is just, as far as like leaving legacy and being able to see it, it's such a beautiful thing to witness. And as I was, give me just one second. Sorry. As I was talking about kids, one are yelling Baby Shark in the background to the song. I don't know if you guys can hear it or not, but anyways, just in case. But so, anyways, as I was walking around our property, and I came across my grandpa's grapevine that he planted like well over 20 years ago, right? I remember him planting it as a child. I remember I remember him starting it and then him being so happy when he got like his first few. Um, and I haven't seen it bloom for like ever because nobody's caretaked it, right? But it's still alive after all this time, and somebody's been taking care of it. And I go around the shed, and there is just a heaping amount of grapes. And I was like, oh my God, like that's fucking amazing, right? And me and my kids, my babies have never seen like a grapevine in real life. So I bring them over there, and they're literally eating from my grandpa's grapevine. So it's like his great grandchildren whom he never got to meet. He passed away while I was like a teenager, and I had my kids later. But anyways, he never got to meet them. But his great grandchildren are eating from the grapes, that the grapevine that he planted so long ago, and it just really made me think of legacy and being able to see and witness everybody grow up. And it also reminds me of the tarot, because grapes, if you know anything about the symbolism in the tarot, it talks about that exact thing, like how it takes time and practice and everything. Like it's a cultivated skill to be able to grow grapes. It is not easy, right? So in the tarot, when we think about the symbolism of that, we think of something that you've worked really hard for, that you've tended to time after time and time again. So you see depictions of grapes typically on like the Nine of Pentacles, if I'm not mistaken. um, at least my Nine of Pentacles in this deck. I don't know if I can see it off the bat. My deck's all crazy right now. But anyways, she's got a whole bunch of grapes. But anyways, the point is whatever work you're putting in, it's going to be like a legacy that's being able to be left behind. But you'll have the privilege of being able to actually witness it. So um, I know it's odd as far as like comparison to be able to pull messages from things like this, but as such, someone who's like pretty rooted in shamanism, it's just, how my guides just like communicate with me. But anyways, um, because I had the privilege of being able to take care of my cousin when I was younger, and that's actually where I learned to be a mom. Like, I wouldn't be the mom today if it wasn't for the experience that I got for her, and I get to see her as like a full grown, successful adult, and it's so like heart filling. And I think that this must be how our parents feel, but more so how our grandparents feel, or even in a sense where I'm fortunate enough to actually have another generation where it's like great grandparents parents, right? And it's just it's it's thrilling and it's humbling and it's beautiful and it's just like this emperor card that's sitting here or whatever. It's like being able to build the whole empire. And um anyways, it I was reflecting back on it in like my own personal life, obviously, right? But as I got on here, as I was coming on here to do the little morning message for you guys, it kind of came into my mind that I feel like I should mention it for somebody because there's somebody else out there who can relate to my situation and what you're doing right now, the seeds that you're planting, like the grapevine that you're starting, it's going to be able to feed your family for so long, longer than you can even conceive at this point in time. If you're thinking about it in, you know, grandpa's aspect or whatever, he didn't even get to meet half the people who get to eat from it now. So, and it's beautiful being able to start something now for your future generations. And anyways, that's the energy of today, coupled with you are, if you're still watching this, you're probably somebody who's resonating with being somebody who actually is like putting in the work and tending and cultivating those skills, such as what the grapes represent in the tarot, right? But you will be somebody who's like fortunate enough to be able to actually see the results of your hard work within your lifetime. You'll be able to see your fruit blooming, right? And a lot of people don't. Like a lot of great artists and scientists and stuff like that, they don't actually come up into their own or into their fame until like far beyond their time sometimes. And it's really unfortunate because a lot of the times, especially with like the creative types, like artists and stuff, they've really lived like lives of struggle and strife. But because of all that hard work they put in, generations later, they're like world renowned, right? But they never got to actually enjoy the fruits of their labor. But the work that you're putting in now, I'm getting a sense that you will get to enjoy the fruits of your labor. It's like you're going to be able to be this emperor ruling over your empire for a very long time. And it's all because of the work that you're doing now. So, anyways, I love that. Let's go ahead and get into today's message. I want to pull from the Soul's Journey lesson cards. I love this deck. It's by James Van Praagh. I actually have, if you go to my website, I offer soul lesson readings. It's not going to be quite like this where it's, a daily message. It's actually kind of in depth. I love those readings. They're moderately like affordable too, because these tiny readings that I do with them really pack a lot of punch. So I decided to make it available to anybody who may be trying to navigate through a lesson right now, and you might need a little bit of insider advice on it. So great little readings. I'd recommend them. With that being said, let's find out. Let's find out what lesson the collective may be facing today. In regards to, I mean, I already kind of get the vibe as far as legacy, cultivations, working on skills, dedication too, really. And I think it's important to notice the thing about the grapevine is it lay dormant for a really, really long time where it had absolutely no fruit, just completely dormant. I honestly thought that I was never going to see it bloom again. And I was so surprised when I saw it. I was like, oh my God. And it's like, not even did I see it, but it's like a heap of grapes. So many. Like, I've never seen it so full, literally my entire life. And it was very surprising because it lay dormant for very long. But all it took was to water those, like, water it and to take care of it, and all those skills and all that work that was put in so many like decades ago is now flourishing. And all it took was somebody to just pour into it a little bit. And I think we could all really learn a lesson from that. Anyways, all right, what soul lesson may the collective be facing today? Loneliness, okay, with an affirmation that says, I know I am never alone. And what's our advice on how to alchemize it? We've got indecision in the sideways position, and it shows I use my intuition in all aspects of my life. What's actually kind of funny too is there is this keyword card right here that says your intuition is like your internal guidance system. Follow it, and it will lead you to your your happiest life. Sorry, I can't read my own handwriting sometimes. And then there's the wedding card underneath there. I am getting something that like your indecision or you being indecisive is sometimes what creates your own loneliness. It's like you could choose to go hang out and be, with people, but perhaps you don't. I was picking up, I think it was like earlier this week about like the community vibes and how a lot of people complain that they don't have community, but a lot of people aren't willing to be the community member, to be the people who actually show up and go over to see people. Maybe you're kind of like reclused, but it's like if it's something to where you're lonely, reach out to your community because there is people who love you so much. And if you are one of the people in life who perhaps don't have a family or extended family, because let's face it, some of us are, right? You are being encouraged to make your own family, build your own. And this could be either literal or communicatively speaking, right? Get involved in some of your community's activities. Try to lean into places where you guys have common passions. Like if you like outdoor stuff, join a hiking club, okay? There is people out there who are looking for companionship just as the same as you are looking for companionship. And maybe it has something to do with going into your legacy, right? Because it's like I think about when I get into my older age, like who's going to come by and see me when I'm not able to travel anymore, right? Because that's a real reality for some of us, especially people in our older population. They can't, sometimes, and who's going to come and still hang out with you, and it's like the relationships that you cultivate now will lead you into happiness throughout your life. But you should use your intuition on really who's supposed to be there, who isn't, and know that it's okay to choose loneliness, if that's what you choose. But there is an air of indecisiveness about it. It's like, oh well, maybe I don't like that person, or maybe I don't want to do that, or maybe I'm too shy, or for whatever reason. It's like you got to get just that's the soul lesson. You got to just get past that. And when you're not sure how to make a decision, rely on that intuition because it is an internal compass. It's not going to matter what this person would do, or this person would do, or this person would do, because it's not what you would do. And they're not walking on the same path. You guys aren't learning the same soul lesson. So what somebody else would do in your shoes really doesn't matter, because it all matters what you would do, right? And your own internal guidance system will never steer you wrong. It's going to steer you on the path of your purpose and who you're supposed to actually be around. So trust those feelings. Can we get some more advice here? Empathy. I am open to seeing both sides of a situation, and courage. I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. Yeah, so it's like you could be a little scared. Definitely have the courage to get out there. And empathy. There's something being parroted here is about like the air of forgiveness, and also understanding that we are all just human. And most of the time, I want to believe that everyone is just doing the best that they can. Let's face it, some people are shitty and go out of their way to be shitty to other people. But even more so than that, most people just want what's best for like them and their own family and stuff like that. So a lot of the times people make decisions out of that, and there isn't really like malice or anything behind it. Everybody's just doing their best for their own with what they've got. And I think it's important for us to lean into that and take empathy with that and not take things personally. Like I've got friends and family members who like literally I don't see for years and years and years. And it's like, you know, some people would get upset, like, oh my God, you never come see me. And but it's like, we're in the meat and potatoes of our life right now. Like we are busy people. We have jobs every single day to go to and families to raise and taking kids to and from practice and school and this and that. And it's sometimes people can't always get together and have these communal gatherings. And it's important, like, especially if you're a friend who is feeling like lonely and left out, it's important to recognize and have empathy for the other people around you and know that it is ultimately your responsibility. And if you want people to be there in your life, you can go out and have people in your life. You ultimately are in charge of making the decision to go out and socialize. And it's not anybody else's like responsibility to do it. And you should take empathy because a lot of the times it's not anything like personal. So, interesting message coming through on that. Especially for me, I'm like a hermit. I love you. I love you guys so much. You guys know, but I'm like, for the most part, I'm a very keep to myself type of person. So if you know me in real life, you know that. Um, but it's like, but I absolutely will like go and I'll go see people and I'll, say hi and this and that, when I'm in the area type of whatnot. But sometimes like I'm just not in the area. So, but it's all love. And it's like parroting back on the loneliness card. I'm just being drawn to the design. Let me just zoom in a little bit closer for you guys so you can see what I'm seeing. Is I'm not lonely, right? Like I know that if I need to reach out to go see people, like I know how to lean in and find my community and this and this and that. And I'm one of those people who are like comfortable in solitude, but some people aren't. Some people are very social, right? And that's okay. That's perfect. We're all like our own little perfect ways. But if you notice how all of the people, it's like they're holding up, there's the earth, right? It's like we're all connected through the earth. And when their feet are all grounded into the earth and they're like outstretching out and they're just shining out their light. And it's an important reminder that we really are always connected. And if you're familiar with the law of one, like we're really all connected. Like it goes deeper than but each person is able to lean off of those connections and those life experiences and those shared experiences we have together to learn and grow out of the earth and extend our light out to the world and to the universe in our own little unique way. And it's like all of these lights, how they're like, I realize I have like 3 or 4 different subsects, but they're all different colors, but they're all so beautiful. And I didn't actually do that on purpose. That wasn't my intention. It's that the strips are actually kind of like messed up and this and that. And it was like a learning curve. But now I have this cultivated, beautiful rainbow of lights that when I click one color, they all change different colors. And it's just like this beautiful spectrum. And your community at large or even at small is a beautiful spectrum, whether it's down to your individual family system, friend group, local town community, country, and then ultimately like the world, right? And then it's like you figure we all connect through on different passions and stuff. Like what did I touch on earlier? Hiking. So it's like outdoor enthusiasts. There's so many different type of outdoor enthusiasts. Like me, I absolutely love hiking, but you will not see me climbing a cliff because I'm terrified of heights. Likewise, I won't be jumping off any cliffs and jumping into water because like I'm no, like I'm good. That's just, but I will climb that mountain and I will watch you do it and support you. You know what I'm saying? And that's a valuable asset because, you always need a ground man to make sure, like, what if you get hurt jumping in? I could jump in and help save somebody, but I'm not about to do it unless I have to because that's terrifying to me. I'm I'm not interested in that, but some people are. And just know that we all bring something valuable to the table, and that is the melting pot of being in a community, and that's what makes it so fucking amazing. When everybody just leans into their intuition and into their own expression, um, we can really just make the community vibe happen. That's what is makes it so fun and interesting, right? Interesting message today. Interesting message today, guys. Anyways, I'm gonna just close it out here with where we need to focus our energy for today, from my deck, Healing the Chakras. Come on now. Also, there was another thing that was coming in earlier this morning, and it was about like gambling, um, which is kind of funny, and maybe not so random if you're in my local area, but probably kind of random for other people. But it was a thing of like taking a chance. And I thought about people with gambling addictions and how much better off they would be if instead of just throwing it into a machine, if they just like threw it into the stock market or something, gambled on themselves, threw it into like a course to better themselves. And that's an error that's coming through that like connected through with the grapes. It's like taking that gamble to use your intuition to follow your little passions and what you're actually interested in. It's like it's gonna flourish, or you'll hit a jackpot or something like that. So anyways, obviously only take that if it resonates, and if you are somebody who has a gambling addiction, I encourage you to get help with that. Please, that cash out button doesn't bite, okay. Anyways. Where do we need to focus our energy today? Okay, so we've got our throat chakra. I speak of my desired reality and communicate such aspirations with my aligned thoughts, words, and music I choose to listen to, being mindful of what I allow to influence my life. Yes, and this is so important, to keep in mind. What information are you allowing to influence your life? So not only like aligned thoughts, it's like, what is the thoughts in the back of your mind that you're allowing to just run in the background of your mind? Take some time today to like notice, and when you're able to notice it, oh, give me one sec. Okay, sorry. Anyways, yeah, at letting the thoughts run in the background of your mind, I encourage you to slow down, recognize it, and if it's not something that is going to help you, then try to recognize why you're having the thought or whatever. Sometimes you don't even have to do that. You just let it pass and don't pay it too much attention. Start consciously thinking about something else that is an aligned thought, with the reality that you're wanting to step into, right? Your desired reality. Also, be very mindful of the words that you choose to communicate with, when you are communicating to others. And more importantly, the music that you're listening to. Like, if you are somebody who is feeling sad all the time and you're out here listening to emo music, it's probably not going to help you. Like, listen to some pop music. I don't care if it fucking annoys you. Um, like, seriously though, it has a really big influence, and a lot of people don't realize the influence. Same thing with like your television programming, right? If you're stuck watching the news all the time and there's all just awful things on there, you're just being fear mongered all the time. Like, change it to Lifetime or something. Watch a good drama. Watch a good soap. Like, watch a documentary. Like Jenna's nerdy ass. But anyways, nonetheless, just be really important about what you're actually allowing to really influence your life today, because it has a bigger impact than you realize, okay? And then we've got the heart chakra at the bottom of the deck here. I love being open to giving and receiving love freely without any expectations. Oh, and I love that to close off the message, because really it's like back into the parroting of like the loneliness and being able to shine your own light and community and yada, yada, yada. It's like give out the love that you feel like giving out and be open to receiving it back, but don't be like expectational about it, right? Like go out and love people because you want to, not because you want something from them. That's not a cool thing to do. So, anyways, I love you guys. I hope you have a good day. And to all of my new YouTube subscribers, thank you. Like, shout out to your girl. I appreciate that. I'm like, I went on there the other day and I saw that it had bumped up significantly, and I'm just like, oh my God. Anyways, it was really exciting, and I appreciate all the support that everybody gives me. All right. Have a good day, guys.